What universe would you want to live in? I saw this posted on social media some time ago and decided that it needed to be answered. Now, most people wouldn't give it much thought at all and just pick whichever of these franchises is their favorite and justify their choice because you can do fill in the blank cool thing there. But this really isn't just about preference. There is a wrong answer to this question. It isn't just opinion. This is science. Fiction. Anyway, so here are the rules. You must pick from the following universes: Pokemon, World of Warcraft, Lord of the Rings, Warhammer 40,000, Star Wars, Star Trek, The Elder Scrolls, DC, Marvel, or Dragon Ball Z. The post says you can also pick other, but that leaves too much to think about, so we'll just stick to these 10. Keep in mind, the rules say you cannot be an existing character. Then you must answer what would you be, where would you start, location and or time, what would you do, what have you always wanted to do? But first we must figure out which of these universes to live in. Keep in mind, we aren't picking another universe to fit in with our own. This is you fitting in a fictional universe bound by its rules and implications. Now, they all have their upsides and their downsides, but we can eliminate almost all of them immediately. First off, we can eliminate Lord of the Rings. Archaic technology, no hygiene, getting hurt or sick is pretty much a death sentence unless there are useful herbs nearby and somebody smart enough there to help you, which, as we know, is in short supply in the Lotor universe. Also, there's always something nearby that wants to kill you. Too dangerous, too boring, not worth it. The Elder Scrolls universe we can eliminate for many of the same reasons. Not much to do for fun, dirty, and dangerous. Sure, you can be a Dovahkiin and try to Fus-Ro-Dah all your problems away, but you're going to get bored. No movies, no games, no TV, no dice. And you can't put mods in your new universe, so things are going to get stale rather quickly, no matter how many dragons you encounter. Next, we can eliminate World of Warcraft. Sure, you can pick any race you want, use magic, and fight alongside others on an epic quest, but the tedium of actually fighting in the WoW universe will hit you harder than carpal tunnel playing the actual game. Once again, it'll get boring, and you can't just Leroy Dragons all your problems away. Now, I don't know why Warhammer 40k is on here because it just isn't nearly as popular as all the other IPs, but we're going to have to consider it as well, although we can just eliminate it for the same reasons as WoW. We can also eliminate the DC universe because it is way too dangerous. No one is safe in the DCU, heroes or villains. Everyone runs a high risk of death on a daily basis. How about being a regular citizen then? Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of picking a universe in the first place now, doesn't it? What about a citizen with powers but that you just keep a secret and don't actually be a hero or villain? Look, nobody is safe in the DCU, especially citizens, who die by the millions in every major conflict. Sometimes, entire cities or the world being threatened, or even the multiverse, bombs going off and even entire cities being completely wiped out in the blink of an eye. Marvel, of course, you can eliminate for the exact same reasons. You're gonna die. And remember, you can't be an existing character, so good luck living. There's only one Deadpool, so good luck trying to get Lady Death to fall in love with you too. Next, we can eliminate Dragon Ball Z. I know, but remember, as much as you would like to be Goku, you cannot be an existing character. Sure, you could choose to be a Saiyan, but what is there to do except fight? Sure, dying really doesn't mean anything in the DBZ universe, so there's no real danger there, and giving Shenron a few balls grants you wishes, but does that really justify the monotony of fighting? Remember, you still feel pain, and with one battle spanning at least half a dozen episodes, imagine how that feels in real time. Plus, outside of fighting, what is there to do? All we ever see Goku doing is eat, train, and sleep. Sounds cool for a day, maybe, but not a lifetime. So that's 7 easy universes to eliminate right off the bat. Now for the ones that'll take a little more thinking. Star Wars, Star Trek, and Pokemon. All of them with superior technology to our own and less dangerous and or boring than the other choices we've eliminated so far. So let's consider Star Wars, and we're talking canon here, not the overhyped fan fiction people call the extended universe. That means 6 movies so far, and the TV show. Super high-tech universe, droid servants, big flourishing cities. Remember, you could choose any location and time. Plus, whoever hasn't wanted to be a Jedi, you get a lightsaber and you won't look as lame as you do in this universe when you have one. But being a Jedi is a dangerous business, remember. Almost all were wiped out at one point. And even during times of bountiful Jedi, it's not exactly a walk in the park. Almost all of them die in the line of duty. Plus, the Jedi Order forbids all romantic relationships. That's a boner killer right there, literally. But how about a smuggler? smuggler or a bounty hunter. That's cool, right? A dangerous job living paycheck to paycheck? Nah, I don't think so. So what else does that leave? Living in a penthouse on Coruscant, complaining about a government as inept as our own? There at least seems to be some forms of entertainment, such as pod racing and robot football of some sort. It's a small upgrade, but let's see if we can do better. Next is Star Trek, and to be clear, we're talking Gene Roddenberry Trek only. So that's OG and Next Generation. Seems like a utopia at first. Teleporters, replicators, holodecks. What more could you want? Well, if you look at it closely, you'll see. Sure, with replicators, there's no poverty, and holodecks let you live out all the fantasies you want, including other universes you could have chose from in this scenario with the ability to leave whenever you get bored, but you'll see that at its core, it's a resource-rich society with a jaded population. With all your needs met, bye-bye motivation, you're basically living in WALL-E at that point. And what do they use the holodeck for? Going to the Wild West? Being detectives or pirates? Basically nothing since the mid-20th century. Nothing new, nothing closer to their time. Creativity has been stifled by everyone's needs being met and all fantasies being lived out virtually. The only new creativity you see in the show is Data writing a poem about his cat, the robot. Humanity is clearly in a rut, so they send their best ship into space to do anything, to boldly go because everything else is so damn boring. Novelty has become their most precious commodity. So maybe being an average citizen would be lame, but what about being part of the Trek? Well, good luck surviving that without being a main character. And if the show gives us a statistical representation of Federation animals, in TNG especially, they all have their own evil agendas or are completely inept. Captain Kirk, you can argue, is a brute and a womanizer, while Picard is perfect in every way, but he and the crew completely seize the control of every situation and civilization they encounter because they think that they know better. The Prime Directive is only mentioned when they break it. The entire society is a bunch of entitled a-holes who keep on interfering because they're bored. And whenever they do something wrong, Q, basically God, gives them the thumbs up. Now that's not how things work. As perfect society where everyone's needs are met, thinks the same, and God's cool with it, I think I've read that piece of science fiction before. No thanks. So that leaves Pokemon. Remember, you're going to their universe, not reconciling our universe with theirs. Now we're just counting the anime here. Sorry Red, you're much better than Ash, but you're not canon. The Pokemon universe is very much like our own, except they have hundreds of creatures that you can legally fight each other for money. It is non-lethal dogfighting on a large scale, of course it is, and the economy is kind of reliant on it, but it all seems to work out in this universe. The monsters are actually happy to be with people and have shown that they even like fighting at times. You can fly, ride a fire horse, or Arcanine, the best of all Pokemon, or really anything else that you want to do. Plus, the universe really isn't that dangerous. Sure, some big global events happen, but Ash handles all that every time without fail. Plus, he doesn't age, so he'll be around forever. Come to think of it, Picard doesn't age too. And they both have a lot of badges. Anyway, here are the pluses. Adorable Pokemon to love forever, flying, teleporting, epic battles, wearing shorts. I mean, they're comfy and easy to wear. But what about the downsides? What if you don't want your Pokemon getting hurt? Well, you don't have to be a trainer. You could be a breeder or run a daycare or have nothing to do with Pokemon at all, but still have them as pets. But what about terrorist organizations like Team Rocket? I think we'll survive. What about creepy Pokedex entries, Pokemon that kill people and such? Granted, that Hypno story is the creepiest shit ever, but those really are just folk stories. When we've encountered these Pokemon in the past, they're nothing like that. If anything, they're just being trolls and tricksters for the shits and giggles. What about food? They don't have meat or eat Pokemon. Yes, they do, and apparently other animals that we never see as well. Also, if they're all vegetarian, who's to say they aren't eating a plant Pokemon's best friend? What about jobs? Wouldn't Pokemon take all the jobs as free laborers? Not at all. You still need smart people to do all the real jobs, and some Pokemon jobs you wouldn't be able to do anyway. What about entertainment? Well, they have TV and video games, and the episode Lights Camera Quaction, we learned that there are movies as well. So what are the actual downsides? Well, for one, there are only one of each legendary Pokemon, so you probably aren't going to get any of those, but no matter. The police force is inept, but it's still less dangerous than our own world. There are giant bugs, so that might creep out some people, and sure, some Pokemon are quite dangerous, but all you have to do is carry some of yours around with you. All in all, you have the freedom to do whatever you want with friends for life Pokemon and go on epic journeys. Technology is quite advanced. You can even transport organic matter through a computer somehow, and the world is accepting and safe enough for a 10-year-old to get around no problem. And there are new Pokemon being discovered all the time, so there's always something new to do. Just make sure you're on God's good side. Now that we picked our universe, what about the other questions? What would you be? A trainer would be cool, but if that's not your thing, you can choose pretty much any other job that we have here and have Pokemon as a hobby of some sort. Where would you start? Probably a town with easy to capture Pokemon to start off and then work your way from there. What would you do? Be the very best like no one ever was, of course. What have you always wanted to do? Obviously give a Pikachu a bottle of ketchup and figure out what the hell Diglett looks like underground. All in all, you can have your favorite fictional universe, but to choose one to live in, as far as these 10 are concerned, there's only one correct answer: Pokemon. Please leave your hate-filled, unthought-out comments in the section below. Toodles!